Hello, infinite creator. Do you want to know the trick to manifesting wealth? Well, it's knowing that there's no trick. There's no magic. There's only resonance. You can't manifest what you want. You can only manifest what you are. I want to offer up something you might want to consider about wealth. That while we think of it in very material means sometimes, that absolutely wealth includes money, but wealth is a form of abundance. It's not abundance itself, because wealth is a fractal of that abundance. It's a way of viewing abundance, a state of embodying abundance. But abundance is. Abundance is the natural state of things. And this year, I began to contemplate abundance probably in ways that I've never really been quite a wide open vessel to receive this contemplation and to really sit with what's there when I contemplated abundance. Because through some things that fell away, some personal loss, some changes, having people transition in the physical realm in my life, taking people through a profound experience of surrender and transformation in the Liberate program that I share. All of it has opened up. It's like a window that was kind of cloudy and hadn't ever been squeegeed or cleaned properly before. With the removal of certain layers and overlays and lenses and filters, it's like seeing abundance in the clearest way I ever have. And through that, you see that abundance isn't a thing. You'll notice that it's the natural rhythm of existence itself. When you stop resisting your oneness with it, abundance just is. Abundance is. You can't get more of what is. You merge with it. It is the grace of all creation existing simultaneously, in every permutation, all potentials, infinite possibility in all forms. And if you think about it, even if you're not having like the greatest of days, you might notice an abundance of what you don't like. So abundance is, and I want to take this into an even deeper contemplation on abundance through the lens of wealth, of experiencing wealth as a fractal of abundance. It's just one fractal of it, not abundance itself. And that what most people, maybe you haven't come to realize yet, is that when you view wealth as a fractal or a snapshot of all that is, you're viewing it through an incomplete representation of all that is. And then that is subject to all the other perspectives that you might have about reality that are also incomplete. So I want to take this just a little bit deeper. So let's talk about it through your state of being that you occupy. Your state of being creates the energetic preconditions for what you want to experience. And when you let go, when the window of your perspective gets cleaned, maybe for the first time, and you surrender to the grace and synchronicity of that which is, the flow of abundance that is. What you might call a miracle, what you might believe is magical, is really just coherence, resonance with what already exists in the grace of oneness. But you've got to have a clear lens to be able to see that. Sometimes that comes with a lot of overlays and filters, things you thought you knew, even realities you thought you knew it and believed it to be, falling away. So we're talking way beyond manifestation here. We're talking well beyond the idea of manifesting what you want. We're talking beyond the law of attraction, which I'm going to talk about in a second. This is profound revelation. It's an unveiling of all those layers and filters from a place of presence, from an intimacy with your own center of divine awareness that allows you to finally see that you're not separate from your power, you're not separate from wealth, you're not separate from peace, you're not separate from prosperity. You are that. You, being you, as a fractal of all that is as well, have it all within you. You are that. You are the proof of all that, simply by your existence. And the only way to really come into full communion with that is to remember you in presence are the proof of all of that which you want already existing. What keeps you from that? Doubt. What keeps you from that? Fear. What keeps you from that is everything you think you know, because that's creating the limits to your perception. What keeps you from all that peace and prosperity, all that which you are, is the constant thrashing against the illusion of separation, where here you are wanting, trying, wishing, but all of that just creates even more resistance to your abundance unfolding naturally, because wanting, attracting, or magnetizing something to you implies distance, which means you're at the mercy of the illusions of time and space and cause and effect. But if you are in presence with all that you be, that being implies union. It implies oneness with all that is. It's where the law of attraction falls short. No matter how many times it gets regurgitated, repackaged, rebranded by all of these law of attraction experts that are everywhere across YouTube and Substack and Facebook and TikTok. Because the law of attraction implies at its core that separation exists. Think about it. In the oneness model, which is where I share from this lived in embodied wisdom that I share everything from in all the work that I do at this point, in that oneness model of the universe, what is there to attract? In other words, what is outside of you, or do you have distance from or are separate from if you are already all that which is? So the law of attraction implies at its core that separation exists. You can't work within the law of attraction unless you're working within a matrix, a hologram within a larger hologram of reality, built on the premise of separation. Because in order for the law of attraction to work, you have to believe in separation. That means you have to work with the implication that there is a distance between you and that which you want, that there is some space or time between that. In order to support it as a law, that has to be there. That energetic architecture has to be there supporting it. But what happens if you move outside of that? What happens if you assume oneness with the grace that lies beyond the energetic architecture that supports separation and things like the law of attraction? What happens when your presence and awareness is attentive to oneness, and you cease to abide by the rules of time, space, and the illusion of cause and effect? Well, then everything collapses into that singular timeline of unity, synchronistic flow, the abundance of all that is that exists now. And if you align your thoughts and your feelings and even your behaviors in harmony with that, you'll notice that the faster reality bends to reflect it in the mirror of physical experience, because physical experience is really just a mirror of the state that you are holding. And again, what stops the synchronistic flow and halts your revelation of it at any given moment? You. Your mixed signals, the static of doubt in your broadcast, your vibration, your double-mindedness about being abundant one day and doubting your safety or worth the next. What's another thing that's stopping it? When you keep asking when, or where, or how, that implies separation. Instead, greet wealth as if it's already here. What halts your progress in this revelation and realization? Well, trying to believe you are wealthy, the kind of fake it till you'll make it kind of premise that's also implied with law of attraction and law of assumption. These are insufficient, they're incomplete, because we are still using these laws within a matrix, the larger matrix being the oneness model, all that is, and within that, a separation model. And we're trying to make these laws work within that. We're trying to use these laws that support separation and illusion to get ourselves more separation and illusion. Do you see how that might be incomplete, insufficient, and maybe deliver unsatisfactory results? Stop trying to believe you're wealthy. Stop trying to fake it till you make it. And instead, remember that you are the dreamer of this play of consciousness. You are the dreamer. Stop pretending that lack and scarcity exist and acting like the dream, instead of awakening to your full power of being, where you're the master builder. And you at any time can be the master builder of a dream that you prefer. And true wealth, the kind that embodies health and well-being and financial freedom and resonant relationships that feel wholesome, this all exists well beyond just the acquisition of money. Wealth is, in the oneness model of the universe, it's a much larger concept. It embodies way more than just money. And wealth, this embodiment, responds to you in the same way a tuning fork, pitch perfect and static free, in a clear and pure vibration, entrains the field around it to resonate in coherent harmony. That is true wealth. That is wealth as grace. That's prosperity beyond time, space, and causality. And I have an opportunity for you to experience that. So from time to time, I introduce live events and workshops that offer profound transformational shift. Wealth as Grace is another one of those, and I'm offering it on November 19th and 20th of this year, 2025. And this is for those who want to go into 2026 having a fuller revelation of the true wealth, the power that you already hold, to make you as a tuning fork pitch perfect and static free, a clear and pure vibration in your broadcast, literally entraining the entire orbit and field around you to resonate in coherent harmony of wealth, of all the grace and abundance that already is. This isn't another money workshop. You don't need another one of those. This is a direct experience of the original currency of existence, you as grace. And if you're in Liberate Flow 2.0 program, which is my premium experience of transformation, which is about to go up in price in mid-December and about to become a larger program as of January, this is offered free to those members. You can also purchase it in addition to the surrender sessions, which I just taught, because these really go together. Wealth is Grace and the surrender sessions. For under $100, getting these two together will integrate this material in such a way where embodiment is imminent. You'll be in this lived-in wisdom as well. So I've got details down below. If you like this content, if this resonates with you, if you are refreshed by hearing wealth discussed in this way as grace, instead of just something else to acquire, then you'll like being in my orbit. There's a couple different ways to experience that, and I've got that in the description of this video. But please let me know. Like or comment or even subscribe to this channel to let me know that this resonates with you, this hits you in a pitch perfect way, I'd love to know. And if you have comments to share, please put them down below. And I hope to see you in Wealth is Grace on November 19th and 20th. All the information on how to work with me, including Wealth is Grace live event, is in the comments and in the description of this video. So thanks for listening. Bye for now.